Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to game number 2 of this best of 3 series here, the first series in a new monthly tournament, the Wellplay Dota 2 Invitational. My name is DragonDrop. I'm joined by Mac on stats and also Modpacks. How are you doing?
Oh, doing just fantastic. So we just had a pretty insane game number one. Avengers making
Yeah.
the big old comeback from the loss of their tier one at 2 minutes. So they kind of put everything on Unison fan, like they gave him that safe lane. They sacked him a little bit, but they also said like, look, I know like our draft fully revolves around you.
Yeah.
You need to hit these chronospheres, or this could be a total disaster.
Yeah. I'm still struggling to understand what actually happened in the last game because it almost felt like two games, right? I mean, COOKISS complete control. They took a tier 1 in the safe lane at 2 minutes with their draft. They took over the Radiant side jungle. It felt like Avengers had nowhere to really farm safely, but yeah, Jonas and Fan ended up getting farmed. Same for Black, same for Lina even, and Kukas just couldn't quite break the high ground because of these chronospheres, among a couple of other things. But well, as it stands, Avengers ended up winning that one in about 44 minutes, but Kukas, now they're the ones to pick up the Earth Spirit this turn. Also Boogie, yeah, that's actually one of the other big impact players on the last game. Boogie on the Earth Spirit, able to hit so many initiations, so many stuns, setting up for everything else. But this time around, Pablo, also an Earth Spirit player of note, so maybe Kukas can do a similar thing to Avengers this time around.
Yeah, he set up that first chronosphere that really, like the first really big chronosphere that brought them back into that game with that big roll to catch up on the two, providing the vision. So it's that extended catch range that I mean, I say it all the time, but honestly, I feel like it's missing so much. Like, so many heroes just don't have it anymore. Like, it used to be so important. It was one of the biggest factors in engagements was like your clockwork initiations, or your IO relocate, stuff like that. And now today, it's basically just Earth Spirit and Disruptor that still provide that same kind of a role where you can create an engagement when your opponent doesn't really want one in a lot of scenarios. So I think that is one of the bigger reasons why Earth Spirit's still there. And then, of course, he still has the added benefit of being a total disaster in the mid lane. Like, he can just wreck somebody else when he's paired up with the right buddy in there.
Yeah. I will see what they can do as Avengers. They picked themselves up the Enchantress as well as the Lion, so already a decent answer to the Earth Spirit here, even early on. If Lion gets a couple of levels, he'll have the hacks as well as the stun available to try and control up that pesky boulder rolling guy. Enchantress as well. Um, we've seen in game one from Kugas actually that can be very dangerous in terms of just early game rotations, throwing creeps in every single lane, putting on pressure, and can be hard to deal with even if you don't have the right lineup.
Yeah, and one hero that was missing is that lone druid. So I'll be interested to see, like, do cookies go for it? No, they're not. They're going to go right back for that death prophet. So it was working out in the early game. Like, it gave Quiddy a good time. Again, it is something that has a hard time being pressured in the mid. So if you're still afraid of that Enchantress maybe roaming in, it's understandable that you're going to want to go for that. And having lost Kezu, maybe they don't value the nature's, or rather the lone druid quite as much as they did before. It was almost always banned out up against them. So
Yep.
Pablo on his signature hero, what I'm thinking is one of QWERTY's better heroes because he has played it for both games he's played for them so far.
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely a very solid hero pick. There's still some ways of dealing with it, unless Cougars want to focus out on banning out some of these mid lane heroes that are generally picked up against DP, like the Zeus comes to mind. OD obviously already banned out by the Avengers, but you should always have at least a decent time on DP, and it gives you that push potential, right? That safe pushing potential and team fight potential in the mid game with the exorcism. If you just manage to keep yourself alive, either on the back of a Yule Scepter or just your teammates roaming in and creating the space. So it can definitely work. Just depends on what kind of lineup you draft around it.
Yeah, and we talked about that last time with like the possible witch doctor. Oh well, look, son of a. I was just about to talk about we talked about having like the witch doctor for the heals. It was really important, right? Just
Yeah,
because trying to keep your death prophet up and going, and when she's up in that Yule scepter, and you're trying to keep everything going. But they didn't really end up with anything other than the enchantress. So I don't know if maybe that might be something Cookies are going to consider now. They've lost the Chen being banned out first. The Enchantress is not there. The Witch Doctor gone. I really like that Avengers are kind of focusing ways they can play around this Death Prophet, because with the Faces Void banned out, that's like one of the other ways that you see the Death Prophet run. It's having those two on the same team. And other than that, you're looking at just major sustain or like a disruptor for big control, if that's something they might want to pick up here for Steph's style.
Yeah,
Now, how are they going to counter the Enchantress, though?
yeah, I don't know. If your focus is on trying to help out the Death Prophet, there's always the Oracle still left in the pool. Actually being disregarded by a lot of teams these days, I feel. It would kind of be the defensive route to go. The more offensive one, kind of one of them banned out by Cookies themselves, actually, taking out the Ursa. Do you just go for Lena yourself now, even? Maybe as running as a support, kind of the Earth Spirit also able to set up for these early light strike arrays.
What do we have left? Because we lost so many mids last time. Now it's kind of hard to go back and think. Like the OD's already gone. The Bat Rider, it's pretty team dependent, and he's more of an offlaner now anyway. And now you're thinking up against the Death Prophet. The Invoker's already gone. There's not that many like dominators. Look at the Beastmaster. So now we're starting to look into like more attack speed, more push, helping out with the Enchantress. Good solid lockdown to start. I wouldn't mind like a mid PL if that's something that they're okay with. Honestly, it's showing up in every scene. It's not just SEA anymore. It's getting banned and picked in NA. It's getting banned and picked in the EU and China region too. So I think that would be a very strong consideration for them. They might just want to go for their core for now though, and I think that would be the Sven if it's not picked up here by Cookies.
And there's still the Zeus on the field. If you want to go back to that, just as solid as it gets. Able to not necessarily win the lane, but at least stay alive and get some CS on the back of the Arc Lightning, and would give you a bit of extra magical damage that you also some global potential, right? With the Beastmaster, you can kind of try and roam around, get a roar, and with the extra bit of damage, maybe you can secure these kills a little bit easier. Similar kind of idea for the Enchanters in these kind of early rotations once we get in the middle of the laning phase, right? Like 6 to 9 minutes. When you have that Zeus ultimate running, so that might be another consideration there for Avengers. But COOKISS now with Vengeful Spirit, obviously very solid support, nice synergy with the Death Prophet as well, with the minus armor available. Bit of a saving potential as well with the swap, considering the Beastmaster roll and maybe the Lion stun and stuff like that. Yeah.
Do you consider like some sort of a crazy drow lineup here for Cookies? I mean, there is the Enchantress and the Beastmaster, so it could be coming early, and they've got the Black Clinks again now. So,
with the
now I kind of like an Ember or something.
Really, Ember?
Just because, like he's pretty mobile. I'm not too afraid of a Clinks if I'm seeing like an Ember Spirit. I don't know. I don't want to be someone who can just get focused down, standing still the whole time.
Yeah. But with the Beastmaster versus Lion, you're gonna do a lot of standing still. Right, so maybe you'd rather see something more tanky, something you can also farm nicely. I mean, going back to Sven as you mentioned, wouldn't be too bad for COOKISS, I don't think.
Yeah, that's true. I really would have liked it for Avengers. They just had so many things that work so well with it. The Enchantress, the Beastmaster. I think all the added control from the Lion too. Like, I don't know, I was kind of digging it. Like, he would have been a core, providing him with some AoE lockdown, but clearly Black, I mean, the recovery that he had on that Clinks was pretty insane. And they're just, once again, going to be valuing it for that single target damage up against the Death Prophet. So, of course, that's nice. Forgot about Mr. Darks here, in terms of the offlaners that are still left in the pool.
Yep. Alright, so for cores, I mean, Sven still in the pool. Decent synergy with the Darkseer if you manage to get that combo off with the Stormhammer in the vacuum. Some decent control coming in from that. But Gyrocopter is also in the pool if you want to go a bit more standard. Even Juggernaut is not the worst tier that we haven't talked about, but he can go for sort of a Battle Fury build if you really wants that cleave, if you really wants to farm.
I feel like they need more single target on the side of Cookies. Yeah. Like, some of the stuff to deal with this Clinks. Because I don't see them killing him right now.
That's a good point.
Like, I don't know how he dies.
I mean, there's plenty of control if the Earthbird can get on top of him with stuns and silences. Death Prophet also decent silence. Might
It
just be
has to
enough.
be like a BKB core that just like there's nothing you can do against a roaring Beastmaster, but I feel like it needs to be someone that can get on top and not be bothered by the lion. Like maybe it is just a Sven in the BKB. So they ban out that gyro. It's just solid. Just good with the Darkseer in a combination. Yeah, Sven just looks so good at this point.
Yeah. Um, how are you thinking about the Morphling here?
For cookies?
Yeah. It's some single
Uh,
target,
it is
decent
single target.
mobility, yeah. And we'll build a Lincoln Sphere up against the Roar and that kind of bullshit.
Yeah, no, that actually that would be solid. Like I hadn't really considered that. Weaver as well wouldn't be the worst idea. But I like the Morphling better though, just because of the same reasoning.
Yep. Shall find out soon. They have one more band to go. So we're looking for Avengers here. They still need their mid unless they want to
Lone
run a
Druid
Beastmaster
mid.
there. Yeah, there's the Lone Druid mid.
Give me the Lone
Oh
Druid mid.
yes,
Just
that
like
would be
totally
amazing.
turn it on their head. Like just gets completely left out the whole draft, and you know they already don't have that much single target, and then you just whip out a Lone Druid right now to go with a Beastmaster Enchantress Clinks. Oh
Oh
man,
no,
that would be so godlike.
that
But
would be
more
nasty. Yeah.
realistically, if they're gonna go for something a little bit more traditional, I
Queen
think
of
the
Pain.
Zeus was a solid ban.
Yeah, Queen of Pain maybe. It's been banned out last time. And I want
They
to
might
say
just go
Shaq plays it. I
back
don't
for the
know.
Lena, I guess. Like, why not?
Uh, yeah. It- I'm just gonna go back to what I always say about Lena. It's just solid as a rock, but no, they're gonna go with Puck instead. Someone that we haven't talked about actually, but doesn't make sense here. I mean, don't
Yeah,
have
they
a
needed the AoE lockdown. They
yeah,
don't have anything else that provides it, so Puck's gonna be pretty helpful. And they already have plenty of damage. Like Clinks as well as Beastmaster adds a lot with the Necrobooks and Enchantress, of course. Just the art, artillery, long range. Lion's got the finger. I
yep.
think it's okay to go for a less damaging mid here.
So if you're gonna be able to make some plays and contribute to these early rotations that you want to do with, once again, with the Klings, with the Beastmaster here, once he's at level 6, level 7, um, they want to use their ultimates, right? They want to use the spells uh, and put on pressure across the map. COOKISS there, set up a bit more defensively here. Death Prophet kind of the center of kind of a five-man push. Because right now they don't have a lot of push per se. All they really
Hey,
need
it
to do
happens.
is yeah, there it is. Looks like a core Phantom Lancer though. I mean, don't
Yeah.
know that you run the Death Prophet in safe lane really. I've never not seen him before. I don't think.
Well, the other thing is it's very not really good against the puck in the mid either. Anyway, it's not one of those like Invoker. PL has been at least lately showing to dumpster, doing well against the Death Prophets too, but not so much against puck just because of the phase shift.
Yeah. Right. So decent lineups here from both sides. I kind of like Avengers lineup more. I want to say. And they have some decent lanes. King's obviously able to handle himself very well. Puck too. There's not too much. And there's some aggressive potential here with Vengeful Spirit and Earth Spirit on the back of Smokes, but they will need some levels to really be effective. With Enchantress, we can pretty much go at level 1 with the Spoke and a couple of creeps. But yeah, we're in game 2. What packs your thoughts about the drafts here, about the lanes?
Well, I just don't even know anymore. After that first game, like, you kidding me? We end up with a safe lane Void who loses his tower at 2 minutes, and they come back and win. But it did give a really significant advantage to Cookies early on. They weren't quite able to capitalize on it, couldn't quite close out the game. So, assuming that you don't exactly plan on that to happen every game, from the side of Avengers, that's not going to end up being like their shtick or something. It was their first game. Who knows? Maybe that's like some new strategy that they've been pioneering. But it'll be pretty standard here. I don't think anything too crazy. I think Black will probably just chill in his own safe lane this time. The Enchantress could go bottom early on and just help out against the PL, like just kind of bringing in a couple creeps, maybe harassing him out with some satyrs, I think would be okay, just because that way you can help draw the Earth Spirit from the mid and head him down to bot. Because although Puck is survivable, still not going to have a good time against Death Prophet and a Earth Spirit. Like one single point early on in the silence, although you don't want to do it as Death Prophet, if it secures a kill, it's totally worth it. So I like that. Probably just solo Darkseer up top. Yeah, this should be okay.
So we're anticipating standard lanes more or less here from both sides, but Well, everyone loaded in. Should be ready to go in a moment's time. And if you guys are just tuning in, welcome. My name is Drag Drop. I'm joined by Modpacks and also Mac on stats. So if you see any sort of pop-ups on the right hand side, it's his doing. Yeah, let's take a quick look at the teams before the action starts, because it started pretty damn quickly in the last game. might as well get the introductions out of the way now. Starting here on the Radiant side with COOKISS, we've got Qwerty. New player here instead of Kizu, maybe. Playing the mid Death Prophet Flens on the Phantom Lancer in the one position Staff style. Playing that Earth Spirit. Actually, Pablo playing the Vengeful Spirit. That's interesting. I expected
What is
Pablo to be
happening?
the Earth Spirit. I don't know. Maybe they shifted more around than the mid in the one position. But yeah, we've got Common Brown.
I
That's
think
gonna
it's
be
because of the
skills.
lanes.
Yeah. Are they going aggressive here, or is it just a secure rune?
No, I think they are actually going to go aggressive. They're going to leave the Darkseer bottom.
Yeah, it's E-skills on
So
Darkseer. Attacked up as Common Bro, but yeah, it's... Alright, no, no such
I think
thing as
that's why,
lanes
just
for this
because
team.
there's going to be so much action that I think it's a little bit different than maybe what Steph Styles used to. I'm not sure. Or maybe they've just swapping it up. I don't know. Pablo's just like such an Earth Spirit player. Like, he's done so well on it.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised. But I think it's going to be more important. I don't know if that's into consideration here, but the Avenge has a lot of duties that she's going to have to be achieving with Flens, like going aggro like this. And it looks like they are going to spot this out possibly and swap it up, just not seeing the cores. The way they see, like, because of this Observer Ward, they're spotting out everything the Cookies are sending up, so they're going to rotate their own lanes to match it on Avenger. They do want the Beastmaster up against this, and now Enchantress has her own jungle to use, so it puts less pressure on the Darkseer, but it also means that she has more available to her without, like, venturing too deep.
Yep. Speaking of the Enchantress, it's going to be played by Boogie here for side of the Avengers. JSF, Jonathan Fan on that Beastmaster in the safe lane. Yeah, it looks like Avengers want to match that, as you said. Cannot win. It's, I believe, Shaq playing the puck in the middle lane. Down and bottom, as a result, we'll have Vanscore on the Lion. And last but not least, we got An Ageless Power is Mine. Whatever that means, it's going to be Black, reprising his role on the Clinks. Alright, so aggro tries. Not something that we see a whole lot. I mean, sometimes aggro duos, aggro tries is it really matter for these kind of aggro lanes? What do you think?
It's like what's the difference, I suppose? Like, for the Beastmaster, I guess he's probably gonna have an easier time farming. Like, he's a little bit different because he has the full vision of the Hawk. So this whole, like, being able to wrap around thing, it's not nearly as scary because he can help get a like deeper further. And oh geez, that's
Okay.
not supposed to happen.
I was not ready for that at all. Was that Boogie rotating in? I don't even think so.
No, that
No,
really
it's
wasn't.
just-
There was nothing.
What? Just casually walking into tower range and dying, or what? Alright,
Your guess is as good as mine.
I don't know. Meanwhile, bottom lane. I mean, you're right. What's the difference? Kind of the off lane and the safe lane, vice for both teams, right? So the carries are gonna farm. The off laners, or the solo laners in this sense, aren't gonna.
I think
farm
it
as
benefits Cookies more though, because the Darkseer just has like so much room to maneuver now. Like, man, he can just juke and jive through all these trees, and using the Iron Shell, he should have a big advantage over Vanscore. Lion, pretty weak support early on.
Yep.
He just has to be cautious that when Lion gets a couple levels, he doesn't get accidentally caught out with like Earth Spike Hex and then many right clicks from the Clinks.
Yep. Things obviously with these searing arrows, bit of extra damage, especially helpful in the early parts of the game. Nice little phase shift, dodging that roll in the slow from Step Style, who's trying to annoy cannot win here on the park in the middle lane a bit, securing the rune. Now, bottom lane is being secured in turn by Vanscore, so Puck will be able to fill up his bottle. Yeah, I mean, so far so standard. When do you anticipate the rotations to start coming out?
This game, let's see. I guess the Enchantress, like, maybe depending on how Boogie's doing, he's only level 1. Even though he had that Seder relatively early on, hasn't really made an impact on lane, so I'm a little surprised he's that low and not just, like, farming stacks or something. Not sure what he's really getting done.
He's got a Wildwing here too, on top of the Satyr. He was just trying to help out the Beastmaster in this stance, putting on pressure on Flens, but right now he's still up there with, oh, Banska actually, down bottom lane, Commander and Staff Star. Trying to lock him down. He's trying to juke and jive. Already used a stun though. Actually, already used tech. Still has a stun.
He's trying not to get double
only
earth
stun
spiked.
one. There it is. Come on, bro. He skills with that body block. With the Iron Shell going the whole time. Secondary Iron Shell. That should be the second blood here spilled in his bottom lane.
That was nice. Just making sure they both don't get double earth spike. You've seen so many lines get away lately because of that, so not going to be the case here. And speaking of the rotations, it all comes down to the puck. Once he hits 6, that's generally when you want someone coming in. I'm a little worried that the Enchantress will be too low, though. Like, as mentioned, she's only level 2, so maybe not going to be able to provide that much help. But what you really want is, like, Dream Coil into allies showing up, and you just kill the enemy mid, like, every single time at level 6.
Yep. Look at COOKISS, they don't have too much saving potential up against that. They don't have a snowball to try and dodge some of the damage or dazzle or an oracle. All they really have is maybe some counter initiation here if he skills on the Darkseer. Picking himself up a TP scroll, as well as some points into the vacuum. Not gonna be for a while longer, right? The timing on that is a bit different than any sort of Enchantress rotation or puck level 6s. He almost has it in fact, so 4 minutes into the game.
And he, let's see here, he is totally leading the game, about 400 gold thanks to that first blood. What about for the side of COOKISS? Probably going to be the like bots up here for your PL, kind of the typical build. Gonna be hard for them to catch him out. I think like Lion, Beastmaster, they have a little bit of a hard time against the PL, obviously just because he's pretty sneaky, pretty shifty. Once he gets up in that Manta, even if you know which one he is, it's still hard to snag him. You can just pop that right immediately for them, and they have the Death Brava, but this time not the best tools around the Roshan pit. I'd actually give the advantage over to Avengers, so it'd be interesting to see if they can actually get that done with the Exorcism, like if they can get a good team fight off early.
Well, we do see the lanes shift a little bit now as Flens kind of forced down here, not really able to do too much with the added pressure from Boogie actually on the Enchantress up top. And as a result, lag ahead in terms of last hits here compared to the Phantom Lancer. It's not being under as much pressure here, obviously being ranged up against the Darkseer, not really fearing it as much. He's gonna shift to his own safe lane, get some extra farm there. So you'll see Darkseer again. Bottom lane, they find the roll, they're connected onto JSF. No way for him to run. He's not a Faceless Void this time around, even silence up. Actually gets the counter kill. Somehow. Just not quite enough burst damage to bring him down before he can get that off. So hey, nicely done. Meanwhile, up top, come on bro, E-skills. Almost dying there, Fairy Fire saving him. Up against these Searing Arrows, level 3
Oh, mid lane, that was so close.
God. Just like that,
Ace.
three kill attempts on each lane. Or one on each, I should say. But at least forcing Qwerty out, he's not having a fun time right now in Stuff Prophet. In looking at this matchup, do you expect the DP to straight up win the lane? Because he's not doing that right now. I mean, even in terms of last hits with a puck.
I forget how it goes. I think you can fake out the Crypt Swarm. I believe the animation is there first. Like there is like a stop. As long as there's a stop, which I believe there is, theoretically Death Brava like should have a better time because you should be able to just like fake it and dodge it. But as long as the puck waits, I suppose it's probably pretty puck favored without just being able to because you can't like farm and guarantee damage like you can against every other mid. So.
Yep. I mean, there's definitely a bit of a wind-up time to that Crypt Swarm, that's for sure. You go. Not dodge this time. They cannot win. But yeah, he's doing fairly well. He's level 7 now, almost level 80 in fact, and gets the strats going. On top of that Null Talisman and the bottle. Yeah, so far so slow, I suppose. Might be in trouble
Yeah, again,
soon,
it's
though,
just a little
because,
bit slower.
Oh, Boogie's here. He has to set their banisher. They do have the purge available if they want to go on this DP mid.
Oh, this is gonna be good with
That's
the
where
coil.
it
Yeah,
was.
she's
There it is,
dead.
yeah. There it is. Silence comes out. Has a couple of Spirit Siphons going. Keeping him alive quite nicely. And now Staff Style and Public Gaming rotating around. They will actually get the kill on Puck instead. And now Boogie, follow-up roll. But nice little stun from Vanscore. Making a zone rotation to try and stop any extra casualties from coming out. But there's a big rotation from COOKISS. But it doesn't look like they can get anything else off of this. But hey.
Yeah, did she
Fall
get the
down.
Spirit Siphon off before the silence?
Yep. It's going.
Yeah, I was gonna say because they did a ton of damage. Like they did 1,200 damage to her that fight. but they couldn't do anything because that Spirit Siphon getting off first. What an insane ability. So not quite on it with the silence that time, but nice plays by QWERTY. Surviving where I don't think he probably should have. Just the out skills.
Gets him right back into his lane actually. Has his own treads now almost ready. Couple hundred gold. And trying to match that pack in a bit. Yeah. Aggro tri lane, first time in this patch. What do you know?
Yeah, still have more last hits.
Black's even crushing it, yeah. It's just Black though, right?
Well, I mean, after last game, like he was doing awful. Sure. The last hits were terrible. Like he was just missing them left, right, and center. The denies coming from Nature's Prophet. Like, but this time, I mean, Nature's Prophet's a great right clicker. Early on, he literally went straight phase boots. He had nothing else. Didn't have the early null or anything, so they were up really early. And the better animation, as you can imagine, was making it easy. But just getting no other range hero to contest them, it's a little bit easier because he can just punch the Darkseer if he comes too close to try denies.
Yep. Well, this time a bit different here in this up against a melee hero. It was a decent last animation, but obviously it's not quite the Nature's Prophet when it comes to that department. But well, speaking of Darkseer, just picked up his arcane boots up top, on top of that soul ring. We also have Pablo and QWERTY hanging around here. Do we want to turn this into a push? I mean, they do have the exorcism. They have the ability to take care of creepers pretty damn quickly as well. Right now they're just hanging around, just...
I think they want to use exorcism before the arcane rune runs out. It's just so value.
It is.
But, I mean, she hasn't even had to pop it yet, so that'll probably get auto-popped in just a moment. And then she can at least wait until near the end of the arcane buff.
It is. We'll be able to spam on a couple of crypt swarms, but... just waiting for something to start going on. Pack now with the haste rune, might be yet another thing that they want to use to try and make something happen. Top lane though, there's a roll. On top of Vanscore, gets a hex off here, vacuum back, he should still not have falling. Decent commitment when it comes to stones there from the Earth, but still plenty available. His auto mana now will be replenished though, so that should be a bit of damage to tower, but they don't really have the push to go with it. Don't have the Death Prophet at the ready. QWERTY back in.
Yeah, QWERTY very wisely back in here. Yeah. Knows that Black's been missing for a while. So does not want to get dream coiled and killed.
Now it's Avengers pushing 2 towers at once. Bottom lane here with the Enchantress. Now that's going to be rotated on with the TP. Plants is there, gets there. Gets the lance out, Vanscore. Just gets rid of the illusion there with that quick mana drain. Now even more rotations coming in. Avenger, they do get the tower denied, so they won't be able to grab that extra bit of money from that. Instead, they're going to look for kills. Pablo Gaming stuns up after the coil on Vengeful Spirit here. Nice little stun on Flency with Black coming in the back. They should be able to find both these kills. They also get the roar onto E-skills to the side. Make that 3. Top of the tower being down. Even though it's been 9, it's at least a lot of map control here, making it much safer for Avenger to keep utilizing the Radiant Jungle like this. And there's no real trades coming out for COOKISS. I mean, top lane is kind of being pressure, but it's an Earth Spirit banging away the tower. It's gonna take a long time before that goes down.
And you start to look at the net worth graph, and this started to spike downward pretty heavily. The puck is in the exact position you want to be. 12 minutes, coming up on that Blink Dagger, already has the treads as well, so much tankier than someone who just goes to the straight rush, which is going to be very handy up against that Death Prophet and the Earth Spirit as well, once he's, you know, rolling up on you with the Magnetize. Should be a good game, and puck, like the control they have over the Roshan Pit is pretty ridiculous. They can also take it relatively early with the Beastmaster as well as the Enchantress and the Clinks, so much more inside of their game plan this time than it's going to be for COOKISS. And that was something that kind of helped COOKISS a lot early. They had like a 9-minute or like 10-minute Roshan, but not so much this game.
They do have the Exorcism. They can build Medallion and Vengeful Spirit if they want to. But it stands there, you're absolutely right. I mean, Avengers, they probably want to heal up on the park, obviously. They can smoke up right now. Bogus, Boogie, Vanscore. Black eats a big creep. They can't take Roche themselves even without the puck being there. You kind of want them just to be able to team fight afterwards, but Flens up on the high ground here. They'll reveal the smoke. There's a Hex though. Blink's in the back, not really willing to go in as he sees everyone else on the side of COOKISS, so it looks like just want to sag Vanscore here now.
Now they have to go for it.
Yeah, popping the Exorcism for that. Roar in the back though. Brilliant to see Pablo Gaming falling down, and now COOKISS. This is not a good place to be inside the river like that. Whoa, blink, silence, go out onto 3 heroes here. Where's the follow-up though? Bit of impetus damage here.
Black.
QWERTY just TPing out. Black, where is he? Where's the damage? Oh, so beautiful. Could have led to so much here, and now that's Canada win going into a bit of extra damage to Staff Star, but once again, not quite enough to bring him down. Black coming in from the back though. This is time. He will be spotted out by the tower. 1, 2 right clicks onto Staff Star. That's the first one to fall here after this. Pablo back. He will fall the second time. Nice little damage there from QWERTY, but without the exorcism going, there's gonna be a lot of damage coming his way. Spirit Siphon is enough to keep him safe and to get the kill on top of Van Score as well as on top of the puck. They couldn't turn around then. 1, 2, 3 Spirit Siphons, 1, 2, 3 kills. Similar triple kill though in the back for the Klings at the same time. So as he TPs out, once again, just such an odd team fight. Who ends up winning there? I have no idea.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those ones that's back and forth. You can't even get the full grasp of the team fight and everything. But I don't know, it should have been a bigger win for Avengers. I think a little bit of miscommunication or just unexpected that they were going to do this path through the river, I think is the main thing was. Like, they didn't really see that sort of an opportunity coming. It was really odd, and Puck just trapping them down in there from Shaq. Well played by him, but Black, not really expecting it, was just farming away.
Yeah. I want to say the tower at least want to try and get to deny. They don't get it, but now there's a blink. There's no call. Now it's silence on the Puck as well. Nice little magnetize. There's a stun from Pablo. There's the call coming out onto a couple of heroes here. Pablo once again the first one to fall. QWERTY gets himself out. There's a roar onto East as they bring down the Earthbird as well. Flans last man standing doesn't have a lot of mana or cooldowns. Actually has enough mana for one more doppelganger, so would have been maybe fine if they went for him. But as it stands, a 3-1 victory, and that is much safer call as an Avenger win. Don't lose the tower, should be able to trade right off the bat. And well, they find Flans in the back here. Still enough mana for that one doppelganger. Gonna get it off though, not with the silence. Black is there. Just did not have to strafe, just came off cooldown right now. Didn't want to commit outside of the inners, but hey, space created for the tower kill.
Oh man, they're in Flans!
They're gonna keep going. Okay, just constantly re-engage. Man. Well, they see it now, so like, goodbye Templar, I guess. Name with the ward apparently, Templar ward.
Black's gonna find Steph style. If you can get in front of him, try and stop the roll away. Like try and body block him in. Well, not, but you know, once he shows it's body block.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh god. Didn't even have time. There's a bit of a wind up to it. Oh, they do get the dust on the Klings though, and now follow up stun. Where's the damage here? Vacuum back. It's just 80 creeps. It's kind of hard to bring down. QWERTY with the swap out of the wall. Big commitment here, but they do bring down Black, which is a lot of gold actually. It's a wicked 6 streak for the Death Prophet now on top of a net worth chart as a direct result of that. Let's finish up the ult, and now another 2k gold in the bank.
Yeah, that's worth it. Just keep killing Black, because he's going to start farming totally out of control. And, soon he'll be past your Death Prophet, and she'll start wandering down, and they're already starting to drop in terms of the net worth. Like, Flens, he went for this Treads build and into the drums, and this is just not the PL that we're used to seeing right now. Like, if he's not all around the map capitalizing on everything, the hero just feels so much weaker.
Yep.
I'm not even sure if it's, like, worth it if you don't go for that build.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost feels like you have to play him as a Spectre. Right, just try and have your team set up for kills and snag them up, because early on, if you're in a full-blown team fight as a Phantom Lancer, there's just very little that you can do. Sure, you can throw out some Sword Lancers here and there, but you're not going to be able to tank up too much. You're not going to be able to do too much damage just with right clicks alone. So, at the same time, if you don't get your extra items, you're not going to get to the point. So, in that sense, you have to kind of capitalize on the accomplishments of the rest of your team, and so far it's not been as effective as COOKISS maybe needed to be. Just because Avengers is in such a good spot of fighting back as well, with the puck, with the Beastmaster Roar turning around. Now, gonna get Roche. Boogie tanking up with that Untouchable, and now of course with the Medallion as well as the Steering Arrows. They're taking them quite a while though.
Jeez, Roche shot hitting hard. Boogie waiting until like the last second for the heal.
Puck coming in. as well as the Beastmaster. Now with that extra attack speed aura, should be able to have a bit of an easier time to say the least. Also picked up the Necrobook level 3. So we can dish out a lot of single target damage in team fights as well now. We'll lose the tier 1 up top for it. Maybe some damage on the tier 2 unless they TP up there to react. There it is, Boogie. TPing back to base actually to heal up first. Still have the Exorcism on the side of COOKISS if we don't want to really force us out. Looks like they do, but Avenger, then middle lane. We have to deal with here. Don't know if they have a smoke at the ready, it doesn't look like it. Just this aggressive posturing made is enough to send COOKISS packing. Don't want to overextend again, don't want to give over much more momentum to Avengers.
Speaking of momentum, they are still trying to push it right now with that Aegis. Puck, Necro 3. Oof. And these two guys, they are a scary little duo.
Yeah.
Pop down a Dream Coil and you are just dead. I really like they went for the level 1 of the Dream Coil as well. I think that's actually like totally the play here. The more points into the phase shift are the bigger deal. If you don't have anyone that's actually going to be forcing out the coil snap, there's not really much reason to go for the bigger levels, honestly. If it reduced cooldown, I'd be more for it.
Yep. Yeah, the only thing that really scales is the initial damage a little bit, the break damage a little bit, and the break stun duration. But the coil duration itself stays at 6, and now they're gonna go on Flans here. Roar after the silence with the Necropop, they just annihilate him. Now, just to jump out. Black was also there, helping out, I suppose, but not even needed. Not even that's the call committed, sure, but that's a big target going down. They're also gonna get the tier 2 off of that pressure. And do they go high ground here?
I don't know, they have a lot of big items. They still have the Aegis. Coil will be down, which is kind of an issue, but like there's a blink that's going to be coming out for Vanscore. There's the Yule Scepter. Oh, actually, they left in the base. Vanscore, no! Get your blink on the courier, no! Is it full? Oh, come on. Anyway. Vanscore's going to be like yelling at Shaq. Like, bro!
Yeah, Shaq's going to get his Yules, making him even harder to track down, even if he didn't have the Aegis. But yeah, Call of the Necro. Yeah, 126 have purchased Necronomicon 3. Just such a good item.
Lost.
Yeah.
Or they just won earlier. It's so good.
It is because, I mean, similar to Lycanthrope, right? Lycan builds level 3 Necrobook just because your passive, your Feral Impulse, whatever it's called, and your Howl obviously as well, do affect your Necro creeps. And similar for Beastmaster, right? That attack speed aura just... I mean, I haven't done the math, but increases the DPS by a substantial amount of your Necro minions.
Yeah, the solo kill potential that it gives you is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I was playing Beastmaster once, got into 1-on-1 with a pretty stacked OD. I roared, popped that Necrobook, and the OD died, right? just as simple as that.
Mana burn is a beautiful thing.
It is.
Alright, well, the big comeback plays, they are still there for COOKISS. You know, I'm not writing them totally off.
Yeah.
They do have the Darks here, but I think they need the Blink. Like, I don't think you can really go for the Greaves. I think if you can get some sort of a Blink into, like, a Kick Magnetize, and even just a couple Crypt Swarms, that can certainly start to bring it back, push back Avengers, and if they're on the run, you might be able to win the fight, right? Like, just Spirit Lance after Spirit Lance to slow them down, as well as the Earth Spirit, just chasing along with the Exorcism. Those kind of plays can get it into the positive for them.
Yeah, they have some good chasing potential, and sometimes when it comes to Dota, a lineup is like a puzzle, right? If you, or like a building, and if you take one of these big damage dealers out of the fight, we've seen it time and time again with, with Death Prophet lineups at times. If you take out the Death Prophet and there's no other big damage dealer that you're really afraid of, you can still take a team fight. And for the Avengers, it's maybe a Klings, right? He's the biggest sustained damage. Everything else, maybe Beastmaster as well at this point. But outside of that, okay, there's a swap here actually onto Vanscore. Nice little pickup, but maybe not cursed yet. There's a blink call. Roar in the back onto Query, just keeping him out, and actually cannot win. Comes in there to try and help pick him off. So it's 2 down. Pablo also dropping very low. He gets a stun off on Vanscore, but can't quite finish off the kill. So it's... Well, if you die 1 by 1, it's not really gonna help, and now they get the silence up on the Darkseid as well. Blink forward.
Oh man.
Yeah, Yule Scepter just Talking about chasing potential on the side of COOKISS, but Avenger have a similar amount. With all the blinks and obviously the puck, just making so many plays here.
That was a great roar by Jonas and Fam too. Just the fact that he committed a Death Prophet over here. Like, she had nowhere to go, she couldn't make this little loop around, and it just made it so she thought to herself, my Exorcism is going to do nothing, and
yeah.
As long as she's segregated off to the side and can't pop that, it's just, you don't have to spend as many resources to kill her, and then it just makes the rest of the chase down and the fight easier.
It goes back to my point that I wanted to make. I wanted to make it in favor of COOKISS, but obviously it works against them just as well. Swap back here after the hacks. Pablo, well, sacrifice himself. Dansko still not quite dead just yet, and now you'll step on the earth, but they're gonna lose Staff Style again. And what were they thinking there? Is it just Vansko taunting them with like his 200 health points? Saying, hey, I'm a lion. Kill me. Then everyone else just shows up saying, yeah, no, you don't. I don't know. Are they on tilt a little bit? I don't know.
I don't think the lineup came together they thought it was going to for COOKISS. Like, I'm not sure if like the PL they thought he'd have more space and he could go for this like other build, like the Boots of Travel, but he's so far away from having a Diffusal Blade. And that's the only way they win these fights. Yeah. Maybe he can get it before Rax falls. But by then they might have just been given too much map space and too much farm.
They've lost the tier 3 without really being able to contest it, and Dark's here not quite at that Blink Dagger yet, but as you said, that's something that they can still rely on to maybe get back into this game. But the wall, the good thing about the wall is that it scales not with yourself, with your own levels, but oh god, he's gonna die here, isn't he? Oh, not quite. Need a false right click there on Black, but he almost got it. But the wall kind of scales with your enemy's farm as well, right? So if you're getting the Beastmaster inside the wall, you have the attack speed already yourself, right? As long as the illusion is alive, so it's something that may catch Avengers off guard. Oh, Flens, they catch him here. The call to drop the TP. He's trying to fight here, but the Raw will deny that. All of that is a moot point if COOKISS just bleed heroes like that every single time. Bleeding heroes Black might be in trouble here. The Dust will not catch him actually. Pops a BKB.
Fight on Black.
He has a strafe. He fights Gwyneth just head on. Ghost Scepter though will say no to that. Instead, just finish up the Darks here. He just doesn't care. Alright, you fight me, I'm gonna kill you.
I'm pretty sure if he fought from the start of that BKB, he could have killed the Veg too. It's so hard to tell without knowing his vision, right?
Yeah.
Like, he only could see, like, this circle, so there was a lot of tree juking.
Well, Space Gradient,
perhaps. He got the DS, though.
Well, my tier 3 has already fallen beforehand. Range tracks also gonna take a bit of harassment here for COOKISS can get back in place to defend this. And then a rough spot.
Yeah, this is not an easy game.
Right, so looking at Avenger now, they're probably gonna wait for the next Roche, right? And then maybe some extra items. What items are you looking for to really feel comfortable going high ground?
The big one's the Aghanim Scepter just on the Enchantress. I mean, that's just ridiculous. When that stacks up with Black, they're gonna like two shots each should just blow up any hero on the side of COOKISS, you know? Just like a little bit of double tap coming out from them.
Yep.
And heroes are gonna be dropping like flies. The BKB, it's already up there for Black, and as expected, more aura items from Yonasan fan. He'll just grab up the Vladimir's with all his gold. Surprised he didn't buy a gem too. He was really rich. Did he give it to someone? Did he have one? No, they didn't buy one.
Nope.
He had like 3,300 gold. But I guess you have the Necro 3s, but it's still a little bit harder to clear out the wards. Maybe you're just assuming they don't have any because they haven't ventured too bravely, and this is their first big excursion.
Yeah.
Are they going to be rewarded, though? It doesn't look like it.
Not with a kill here, but at least they get an aggressive vision now. The question is, how much will they be able to utilize it?
Like, the fact that this is here, they know that smoke was up, too, from the side of Avengers, I'm sure. And they're going to do the counter smoke.
We'll notice that someone's here in this mid lane. Cannot win, still smoked up. Now, looking for the call, gets it on 2. Shiva's got also completed on him. Vansko with a stun, finds him. Finds 2 actually, looking to try and burst down the Darkseer. Not quite enough though. Vansko will end up falling first here with the trade out. Black comes into the fight and now it's cleaning out. Just standing there, clearing through these illusions, clearing through the real Phantom Lancer. Not quite dead just yet, actually, with all the stuns coming up, but the end result, no matter how fast it is, the end result will still be another 5-man wipe. Avengers now more than 50,000, closer to 20,000 gold ahead. After that, similar kind of story for Experience. We get another tier 2 off of this at the very least. Should probably force out some buybacks as well.
That was a blind coil, by the way. Like, he saw the one hero, and he had a little bit of vision coming from the orb, but that was pretty sick there still. It looks like Avengers have all but secured this game.
Yep.
There won't be an Exorcism, there won't be a Magnetize.
Won't be anything, there won't be a mid-set of racks. They can definitely commit to mega creeps here. At least go for the secondary one, with the weakened range racks up top here already. We have Pablo on level 1 swap, but he has Etalins. Oh, vacuum. Nice little vacuum here. There's no wall, there's no follow-up here. Avengers will survive for the most part here. And now the turnaround from Cannot Win with a bit of a call, with a bit of a silence. Black in the back here finds Squirty. Ghost Head will keep him alive. Together with the Spirit Siphon. Actually, there's the damage that they were looking for. Black, not quite dead just yet with the roll from the high grounds here. Now, Enchantress. Bit of impetus damage here, will be dodged by the Yield Scepter. Cannot Win. Everyone's something so low on the side of Avengers. Quite low enough just yet. They just need to close it out. Flens and high ground. Another vacuum. We'll finally see them to some kills, but Cannot Win. He's still alive. Might actually be able to make it out just because he's puck, but no. It is QWERTY. Finally able to track him down. So they lose 2 middle racks. And 1 range racks in mid as well. But they lose a lot of their heroes and give over a lot of gold to the side of COOKISS.
Yeah, that does mean that they can't get a Blink Dagger if they'd like over on the East Coast. And you could see, like, when that vacuum finally hit on the multiple heroes, the potential was definitely there for some sort of combos, but at this point it's just too little too late. Losing 2 full sets of racks, and the Blink Dagger's there now, but who really cares?
There's 4 heroes. 4 heroes in this area. If they had the Magnetize there, if they had the Death from the Exorcism going there, that would have been a team fight right then and there. As it stands, they still got the kills, but it took them a lot longer than they really would have liked. But yeah, as it stands, Avengers at least a little bit of a pause to think. All right, maybe just get the next Roche. It's up already right now, actually, so they can definitely go for that.
Yeah, they found an advantageous fight outside the base that just allowed them to kind of like completely propel in and win the game. But now they even have all those items that we were kind of expecting to see before they even want to do a high ground. The Agnum Scepter on the Enchantress, the Roshan, of course, backup. So for the Aegis, won't be the cheese yet. It's only gonna be the second one here.
COOKISS. They kind of have to contest this, don't they? They're not gonna be fast enough. This thing's already
you're not
dead.
gonna win a fight on the high ground.
Yeah. Well, blink up, roar to the low ground, onto Pablo Gaming, maybe with more of a commitment, and it's at least 1 down just like that. Vansko reveals that there's a ward up there. Silence, not really hitting. Now the call in the back though, brings down Common Bronze Death Style, at least taking him out of the fight for a while. With an ultimate going here, Finger of Death brings QWERTY very, very low, but he has the Octarine going, trying to keep him alive a little bit longer. As the Beastmaster ends up going down, Yield steps up into the air, but Avengers, they're just maybe with a better position in the fight here. Actually, the Aegis will be dropped, but it's a lot of attention already being used. But Vansko, Flens with a Diffusal Blade actually going to work. Brings down that line, forces out the buyback actually. As Black, well, eats another creep. Cannot Win, of course, being back with the puck. It's just a 2-man combo here that did most of the work. And Flens will be the last man standing, trying to fight up against puck, but just can't. Vansko with a buyback coming in with that extra control. There's a GG being called. They're not even going to try. There's no way they win against Mega Creeps. He is Black. Well, didn't even care about the Phantom Lancer, just finish up the racks. Yeah. Avengers!
Wow, I gotta say, I'm impressed. I didn't think Avengers were going to take this series, honestly. Only because COOKISS have been playing a lot of games, a lot of series. I understand they just lost their offlaner. He moved to another team, and they brought someone else in. But as a core unit, they have performed pretty well in a lot of games. Now, mind you, of course, not against like Tier 1 teams or anything, but these guys aren't a Tier 1 team yet. They are a lot of former players that have been up in the top echelons of the scene. But I'm impressed. The way they handled Game 1, pretty crazy for a new squad that's just come together to actually bring that one back. Like, that it was an awful position to be in. Tier 1 tower, 2 minutes. Tier 2 tower, 8 minutes.
Absolutely.
You know, those racks, 18 minutes.
Yep.
Or whatever it was. It was looking bad.
They managed to fight back in game number one, game number two, much more stable here. They uh, were in control pretty much from after laning stage here. COOKISS not really able to hit the timings that they needed to. Not able to find the team fights the way they wanted to. Maybe a little bit too sloppy. Being caught out too many times on a couple of heroes. As it stands, Avengers will take the win in their first ever series, I believe, that they play together as a team. Very new team, of course, with the, as you said, some well-known players. Um, they will move on. Not entirely sure about how the brackets are looking like, but I'll get that info as soon as I can. As it stands, that concludes the first series of the day. Second one will be coming up in about an hour, 50 minutes. It'll be Mr. V joining me, I believe. Yeah, Modpack. So, thanks very much for joining me for this first series, keeping the cast together. Where can I find you?
Oh, you guys can follow me over on Twitter as Mr. Mac threw up there. And of course, check out their Twitters too. Just this tournament's going to be ongoing, so expect some more action over here on the hitbox.tv/wellplay, and a couple more exciting teams coming your way. So I'm pretty hyped up for this tournament. This was the opening series, I believe, correct?
It is indeed.
So many more to go.
Yeah, we're gonna have TBE matching up against Scary Faces next. So, guys, you have enough time for maybe some dinner, some quick dinner. Get yourself some extra snacks, but be back in time at the top of the hour for the next series. But as it stands, if you have to go, if you have to be somewhere, thank you guys very much for watching already, and see you next time.